I was so used to sweating the small things, putting all my focus where it didn't need to be. Strolling through the comments just to grab back. Lost focus, I was headed down the wrong track. People who love me try to reach me. Don't need another sermon, you ain't gotta preach to me. I was helpless. Hey Judy, blessings Melissa. I needed a hero. Blessings, blessings. I was underwater, you were my lifeline. Your way was always easy, I just made it hard. I needed God. Blessings, fam. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I needed God. Hey Milano. I needed hope. I needed something different. I needed hope. Hey, Ayana, how you doing, Mama? I see you over there somewhere. I see you. Watch God now. It's a blessing that come over here. I needed God. Hey, Shakina. Blessings, blessings, blessings,
I beat the
everyone.
odds, I beat the charge. I needed God in my space. Took on my flaws, round of applause, giving my all every day.
Everyone. Give everybody a little time to come in. Patience. That's why we're in the waiting period right now. We're standing still right now. Hey, Juju, what's up, baby? Blessings to you. Hey, El Commanded. Come on. Come on back, sir. I hope I ain't screwed it up. Blessings, Wanda. What's PTL? What's PTL? Blessings, Felicia. Blessings to you, woman of God. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hey, Miss Flowers, how are you? Hi. I need a God. I need a God. Blessings, favor. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Found you. I'm well. I'm not going anywhere. You're all that I needed. Blessings, blessings. You were always right there. To know that I found you. To know that I found God. Just know I'm not going nowhere. Ain't nothing nobody could offer me that'll make me leave him. No person, place, or thing. I will sacrifice all for him. Found you. When you get to that place, you've sold out to God. When you get to that place is when you get everything from God. You want everything from God? Sell out for God. Give him all of you. And that's when he'll give you all of him. I needed hope. I needed something different. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I needed joy. I felt there was something missing. I needed God. Blessings, Santa. Blessings, blessings, everyone. I'm going to go on in a minute. I needed God. I needed God. Blessings, 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 everyone.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Happy Praise and Worship Day. Today is about praising and worshiping. This is what we do in my ministry on Sundays. We worship and we praise God. We celebrate the Sabbath on Saturday. So it's I'm excited for what God is about to do for this week. Today represents our Monday. So a lot of us is waiting on Monday for us to get up and start our week, but it actually starts today. What you do today determines your Monday and your next week. So happy praise and worship day today for you all. The waiting period. Yesterday I kept hearing stand still, and many of you, God has been telling you to move, and God has been telling you to start businesses. What's happening right now, God has shifted because of people's choices and decisions. God is shifting us. So we're in a place right now where he's giving us instructions to do certain things, where he's told us to do certain things. But because people did not choose God's way, because they didn't do what God wanted them to do, God has you on a standing still. It does not mean that it's not going to come forth. It just means somebody else plays a part in God's promise coming forth. So somebody has to give God a yes. Somebody has to obey God. Somebody has to bring help, assist. Remember, we all play a part in this. Starvation every 5 seconds around. Okay. Rainbow. You said children still die at starvation every 5 seconds around the world. Okay. Do you go in everybody's room and do that? And say that? If you go work a job, you can give them your whole check to help them. And you could be the example to helping some people who are starving. It's people in the United States who starving. So it's something about order. And I know a lot of us don't like, order, or we don't like the way things are happening right now. But if you just learn to do stuff in order, you'll understand the process that you can't help nobody till you can help yourself. And that's why I agree with some of these people being sent back to their countries, because it's a lot of stuff wrong with the U.S. And we don't have no problem helping everybody else while our home is nasty, while our home is dirty, while our home is sick. And it's something, there used to be a song, sweep around your own front door before you come and sweep around mine. So how can I help my neighbor when I can't help myself? So I understand, your heart, but this is why we are told to guard our heart, because sometimes our feelings and our emotions get in the way of what God is doing. But if you stand still, you will see God. We're talking about standing still in here. We're not talking about what's happening all over the world. I can't save the world, but I can save and help somebody who's next to me, who in my home states. So since you care so much, the biggest thing that you can do is be an example. You can go to work and you can invest your whole check, your whole life savings into helping somebody across country. But right now, God is doing stuff decent and in order. And sometimes you got to start at home before you can go start in somebody else's house. And if you understand that process, you won't be in people's room talking about people starving. People starving over here. We got people living outside out here, just like they are in those third world countries. So I'm supposed to help them before I help the people right here who probably went to school with me. That's out of order. That's out of order. So I'm gonna need you to guard your heart and get out your feelings and your emotions, because you can't help nobody till you can help yourself. Until you can help your own nation is when you can help another nation. And that's what we've been doing in the United States. We've been helping all these other nations, and we have not cared about the people in our house. So I feel like sometimes, my mom used to tell my cousins, my aunties will come home and they'll, why my house nasty and I've been at work, why the dishes ain't clean, everybody go home. So I feel like we're in a place where everybody needs to go home, Jashawn. Everybody need to go home till we clean the house up. And I know some people who keep their feelings and their emotions on their shoulder. You can look at their face and they always mad because you don't say what they want you to say, because they got spirits on them and attached to them. Don't think I don't care about the other countries. I just understand order. I understand I can't get rid, I can't make my plate empty to give it to somebody else. I got to make sure that I have a full plate so that I can offer you something. But if I ain't got nothing, how am I beneficial to somebody else? So if we learn to do things in order, if we start helping the people in-house, if we start blessing the churches, then we could be able to do the outreaches that we were initially normally supposed to be doing. But even the churches here are out here building in different countries that they're not even worried about the stuff that's happening in the United States. We got so many countries going to Africa, going to Europe, going to Dubai, going to Russia, going to all these different countries, building churches, building ministries, building grocery stores and apartment homes. But we got stuff over here. People can't even pay their rent. People barely working a job. They barely feeding their own kids. And you telling me I'm supposed to care about what they doing over there? Nope. I have sympathy for them. I have empathy for them. I'm not cold-hearted at all. But it's something about me being able to stand up straight and hold my own weight before I can hold somebody else's. And I think that's what's been wrong. We've been holding everybody else's weight, and we have not cared about the burdens that's in our own land, that's in our own house, that's at our doorstep. And if we could just correct some stuff and stop trying to add to other people's stuff, blessings, Apostle Carmen. If we could just stop trying to add to other people's stuff, you know how it's already built and you're just trying to slide something in between. That's not how you fix stuff. How you fix stuff, it has to fall. And you have to rebuild it the correct way. And it's something about starting all over again. Doing that first works over again. Where you may have to do everything all over again because you messed up something. You may have to take a few screws out because something went the wrong way. But what's happening is we want to keep a system that has destroyed us for centuries. And we want to just keep adding to it when it has to fall in order for it to be rebuilt the correct way. How's it going to be rebuilt? God is going to put people in position position, who are bold and confident, who not going to sell their soul, and they're going to do what does saith the Lord to do the right thing. But if nobody steps up and have faith and run for government officials and change the school board and write the policies and the procedures the right way, then how can we bring change? Y'all keep wanting people to add to it while complaining about it. It ain't no adding to it. And that's what we think we can do in ministry. We think that we can walk this journey with God and just keep adding what we want to this walk. You can't. It's only one way to do it, and it's his way. And until you go through that proper process is when you're going to see what you're asking for. So she came in talking about starvation in different countries. So I shifted a little bit, but everything is in order right now. So God is telling people to wait. You got to stand still, y'all. I was just about to start some companies. I was building companies, and God said, wait, stand still. Why do I have to wait? Because the people who are attached to what I'm about to do, they have to make decisions and choices that God wants them to make. For instance, if God is telling you to separate from people, if God is telling you to move from one place to the other, if God is bringing you spouses, God is shifting right now. Come on, no more compromising. And that's what's wrong. We compromise. God is shifting right now. So God is bringing spouses. So you was just about to build a business. Now you got to stop. Because God is bringing in a spouse. Now you gotta talk to this spouse. Now you gotta sit here and see how they are beneficial towards this, and how y'all can bring it together, or if God wants y'all to do something together instead of what he was gonna do with somebody else. God is moving right now. You gotta stand still. You gotta wait on the salvation of the Lord. God is trying to see how people what their next move gonna be. If they gonna obey God, or if they gonna do what they want to do. So God is saying, wait, stand still, be patient. So even though God was saying, hey, I want you to build this company, you was about to build it on your own. You was about to get in school. You was about to do all this stuff. And God started bringing people your way. God started bringing spouses your way. God started saying, hey, you about to pack up and move. I'm like, I just got here. He like, you about to pack up and leave. You're going to keep this one and get another one. And I'm like, oh my God, where I'm finna go? I got to move again. So God is saying, wait, don't move, because depending on what people choose to do, I have people in my ministry that are starting companies, but God is telling them to separate from people that they have been attached to for years. Here, bruh, send me a message, and I'll teach you how to hear God's voice for yourself, so you'll know what he wants you to do. I would say get on my wave and be intentional about it. Ask him questions every day and watch him talk to you. You just need to hear his voice. Blessings. So God is shifting us right now in this season. I know he was telling you to start the business, but now you got to wait. Why? Because he's telling you to move, because he's bringing people in your life, because he's bringing a spouse. So you can't start a business by yourself if God is bringing you a spouse right now. You now have to sit and see what y'all do together, because maybe God is saying start the business with them. Now you was just about to do it yourself, R&M. You was just about to do, look, I was about to do brokering and dispatching. And now God is saying, hold up, wait. Stand still. Things are shifting. Things are changing because of people's choices and decisions. And remember, God, you don't have to tell a person what you finna do. God know your heart. He know what you chose to do from the start. Many of you all are about to move, and God is depending on your choices and decisions. God ain't gonna give you the money. He ain't gonna give you the money to move because of who you trying to bring with you, because who's attached to you. So some of y'all finna get some doors shut in your face because of what you refuse to do for God. God know your heart. He know if you're going to let a person go or not and try to bring a person into the promised land. One thing, let me tell you something. Moses didn't do something. That's why God didn't let him go into the promised land. A lot of y'all so close to the promised land where God giving you your spouse is finna start to bring your wealth in. Money been coming in. He been opening up doors for you all. Like favor been coming like never before. A lot of y'all favor been coming like never before every day. Like this is 40 days of miracle signs and wonders that God is blowing our mind. Y'all remember when who was that? Noah and the flood for 40 days? That's what's happening right now. God is flooding us with blessings, with miracle signs and wonders right now. Some of you all have already been receiving it. I've been getting testimonies every day from somebody in my ministry, whether a door was shut and now it's open, where something was denied and now it's approved, where something didn't go through and now it just went through, where money being released. I'm getting testimonies every day. So I know he moving. This is the 40 days of blessings. of miracle signs and wonders. That's what's happening right now. And what's finna happen is doors are about to shut because God's telling y'all to change your eating habits. Some of y'all need to lose weight. Some of you all need to hear directly from God right now. And God is telling you all to go on a fast. And he's saying, get away from meat. Some of y'all got to get away from meat. I've been eating cucumbers and tomatoes every day. Come on, Gavin. Some of y'all got to sacrifice in this season so you can make sure you hear this instruction, because I think a lot of people don't want to obey the instruction because they're afraid of what they're going to hear God say. They're afraid of the people, places, and things that can't go with them into the promised land. See, Moses did all of that work and could not enter into the blessing. And a lot of y'all been putting in work. You've been praying for people and you ain't been ceasing. You've been praying, you've been fasting, you've been ministering to people, you've been doing all this laboring. Remember, I did a scripture the other day. It was Revelations 22, 12 and what was that? 9 through 12 or 12 and 13. And he was talking about he's on his way back and he coming with the reward in his hand, coming to bless the people. See, God will come and tell you he about to bless you before he tell you the instruction that you got to follow in order to get the blessing. And what's happening is y'all know that God is about to bless you. He done already started blessing you because of what you've already done. But some of y'all are in a place where God is saying, I'm not finna do nothing else until you follow this instruction. And a lot of y'all gonna forfeit this blessing that he has in front of you. It's finna look like you labored for nothing. Because you're not going to reap the reward. You're not going to reap the reward because you're not going to be willing to sacrifice the person, place, or thing that God is telling you to sacrifice to enter into the promised land. Come on, John. She said Moses couldn't enter into the promised land because of his disobedience. I had a friend the other day tell me, he said, you're an option. He said, I chose you. You were an option. I chose you. And I was like, same here. But I was like, thank you for obeying God concerning me. Thank you for obeying God concerning me. That's what I'm talking about. You got some people, come on, Shay. You got some people out here who are finna obey God concerning you. And you got some people that you're going to have to sacrifice. And you choosing them as you finna walk away and forfeit this blessing. He's about to slam the door. Keys are about to be taken back. This is why God is saying stand still. Because some people who are just about to go into the promised land with you, they not finna be able to go. Because of who they choose. Because of what they want. Because of the things they won't sacrifice. To know that you did all of this for nothing. The man said, I'm on my way back and I'm coming with the reward in my hand. I'm coming with the healing that you need. I'm coming with that deliverance that you've been craving for, that you've been desiring, that you've been pleading for. I'm coming with that blessing in my hand. I'm coming with that overflow, agape. I'm coming with that increase, that more than enough. And some of y'all been laboring. For years, you've been waiting on this blessing. For years, you've been on the wall. And see, this is what I tell people. We so used to God doing A, B, C, and D that we're not used to God doing M, N, and O and A. We're not used to him doing stuff out of order. Who told us A, B, C, and D was his order? There was a system that was created so that they can look, so that they can tell us what order was. This is why I have to come on here and teach the way I teach, because you have to understand God's order, not man's order. You got to be renewed. Look, by in your mind. You got to get renewed. That's because you have been taught a system that's not of God. So I got to come in here and say, God said, Revelations 22, 12, and 13, that he coming right now with the blessing in his hand. He got the reward, and he finna come and bless us according to our fruit, according to our works, according to what we have been laboring. I just did that one about what? 3 days ago. And now here I come telling you why. How you finna get the blessing. See, he'll tell you he finna bless you, but what do you have to do to receive it? There has to be a sacrifice. And some of us not willing to sacrifice. And that's what's gonna make you miss it. And I know you see God moving right now, and that's the discernment that you needed right now, that God was about to bless you. You needed to be able to know that you were a part of the number to be blessed right now, because you've been laboring, because you've been doing what you needed to do. God had already started blessing you. How you continue with that blessing. See, this is why he said he would send us signs. That's a sign that you're a part of the number to be blessed abundantly in this season. That God is about to bless you with the reward that he has in his hand right now, not tomorrow. This is a right now blessing. Many of you all been getting phone calls, emails, restoration, healing, deliverance, favor like never before, open doors and keys. Many of you all been seeing God every day. And God is saying, now, that was the sign that I'm ready to blow your mind. That was the sign that I'm going to make you a multimillionaire. That was the sign that I building heirs, billionaires. That was the sign. And some of us will take that as, oh, he already started. He ain't finna stop. Yes, he is. See, that was the sign to bait you in to keep doing what you needed to do. That was the sign to let you know I need a sacrifice. That was a sign to say, hey, you got to obey me for this promise. Don't be like Moses and don't enter into the promised land because you're not willing to sacrifice what you want, what you like, what you've been laboring. Don't be like Moses. You get this far for nothing and forfeit it. See, this how the enemy get us. He'll make you think that what you've been like, well, God already moving in my life. What I need to sow for, what I need to tithe for. God already moving in my life. I'm getting open doors. I'm getting this. I'm getting that. See, that's how the enemy trick us because we'll start looking at what we doing as God is blowing our mind already. That just be the sign that God about to blow your mind. See, God got to bait you in. He got to let you know that he coming to your house. And how you going to be able to discern if God finna come to your house? How you going to be able to tell that God is about to do it? He said, I send you signs. So the signs have been testimonies after testimony. It's 43 of us over here. It's 9 over here. Now, I want somebody to tell me, haven't you been having favor these last few days? Because it's 40 days of miracle signs and wonders. We in Noah's ark right now. This is the blessing. This the blessing. This the promised land that he about to blow your mind for the next 40 days. God about to blow your mind. You finna be set up so financially. You finna be so financially stable that God is bringing the blessing right now. How many of y'all been seeing God move in your life? My whole ministry been seeing God. Whether they getting apartments, cars, jobs, opportunities, keys, open doors, finances. Everybody in my ministry been seeing God. So I know the blessing is at my house. But how many of y'all have been seeing God literally? That's a sign that God finna bless you. You Moses right now. Depending on what you do next is going to determine if this continues or if it stops. Some of y'all gonna start back looking for jobs. Some of y'all ain't gonna sacrifice the job. Come on, honey, baby. Some of y'all ain't gonna get the spouse. Some of y'all ain't gonna buy the house. And that's because you're going to do what Moses did. He disobeyed God. God said the blessing, I'm here with the blessing in my hand. And I'm finna reward you for your works, for what you've been doing. What have you been doing? And God is saying, now I need a sacrifice. Now I need you to give something up. Remember, it's more of him and less of us. Remember, it's not my way, but your way, God. Not my will, but your will, God. And God said, what? You got to kill your flesh every day. So God is saying, I need something from you that you feel like you need and that you got to have. I need you to sacrifice it for me. I need you to sacrifice it. You know, when Abraham was told to take his son up there to sacrifice him, he had to give him a burnt offering. And God is just trying to see if you trust him or not to give him that thing that you claim you need so much. To give him that thing that you've been laboring for so much. To give him that thing willingly. To offer it up to him as an offering, a sacrifice. Some of y'all got to sacrifice people. Your family members, your children, your spouses. And God just want to see if you're going to trust him like Abraham did. Abraham didn't have no problem going up there, laying his son up there. And let me tell you something. His son trusted his daddy so much that he didn't even go back and forth with Abraham. He didn't even argue with him. He didn't run and go hide. He didn't take off and disappear. He trusted his daddy that if this is what his daddy told him he needed to do, he obeyed his daddy. And Abraham obeyed his father. He went up there and laid his son on the chopping block. He was like, lay here, son. And God didn't even really want what you about to offer him. He's just trying to see if you trust him enough with it to give it to him. And some of y'all can't even sacrifice it. Your door's finna shut. The door's gonna shut and I hear a key locking. It's gonna be locked. Some of y'all gonna lose things forever. And God just trying to see if you can do what Abraham did. Trust him with this thing that he wants from you. your mama, your kids, your spouses, your job. I don't even really want it. It's going to be a ram in the bush over there. When you try to give it to me, I ain't going to even want it. I'm going to say, don't worry about it. I just want to check your heart and see if you wanted me more than it. He checking the heart posture, Shay. Can you give me the business? If I told you to close it down, would you do it? If I told you to relocate, would you do it? If I told you to look for a bigger spot, would you do it? I see you all sewing. If I told you to sacrifice the person that you've been waiting for years to put a ring on your finger, would you do it? If I told you to sacrifice the house you just got, would you do it? If I told you to sacrifice your child, see, we like to read the Bible, but we don't even understand when to apply it to our life. So in order for you to get them 40 days that it rained for Noah, 40 days and 40 nights, the flood came. When the flood comes, that's the blessing comes. See, they've been actually making y'all think that we finna flood and get washed away. No, you finna be sitting up so high that the enemy can't even touch you. That the wave gonna take you so high, the flood gonna take you so above the ground. The blessing is gonna make it rich and add it no sorrow. You're gonna be able to sit high and look low at all your enemies. 40 days of blessings, of miracle signs and wonders. And God said, but how you gonna get these 40 days? How you gonna continue to get these blessings that I already gave you a sign that I'm ready to give you? I need you to sacrifice what you love. I need Abraham to take his son up there. See, who was blessed? This is an Abrahamic blessing. This is a generational blessing. This generational wealth. He said, I need you to sacrifice that child that you love. I need you to sacrifice that man child that you love. I need you to sacrifice that girl child that you love. I don't even really want it. See, I'm giving you game right now, but by saying, I don't even really want it. It's going to be a ram in the bush. I just want to see that you're willing to give it to me. That I ain't got to forcefully take it. See, if I got to forcefully take it, that mean I ain't got your heart. That mean you don't love me. That mean that you wouldn't give up any and everything for me. So why should I give you all of me? All of what I desire you to have? Why should I, give you the blessing that makes it rich and add it no sorrow? Why should I overflow your cup when you won't even willingly give me what I asked for? See, God told Abraham, take your son on up there. I need that sacrifice. Abraham didn't ask no questions. He was like, come on, son, let's go. See, this is a willingly and forcefully blessing. You could forcefully lose everything. Or you can willingly give it to him and you'll find out it's a ram in the bush over there. I'm giving you free game. I'm telling you what's happening right now. The blessings that you've been getting, that was God letting you know that you're a part of the number. That he ready to blow your mind. That he about to bless you for what you've been laboring for, the work you've been putting in. You've been ministering, you've been praying, you've been sowing, you've been tithing, you've been obeying God, you've been changing your heart posture. You've been forgiving, you've been letting go. Yeah, you've been doing work. Your works. Yeah, you've been having faith. More than a mustard seed. Come on, Psalms 91. And God said, listen, I'm coming with the blessing in my hand. Revelation 22, 12 and 13. I'm coming to bless you for your works. Right now. That's why everybody being blessed. Tax season over. That's why everybody being blessed right now. He blessing you for your work. How you know? Because you already been giving testimonies every day. I ain't talking about the people who ain't having testimonies every day. We've been having them every day. I'm talking about the people who've been having them every day. That's your sign that God finna blow your mind for your works. Now, I come to tell you how you finna get your mind continued blowed. Now, some of y'all just want to right now blessing and you don't want no more for the rest of the, year. You don't want him to do nothing else. He done already done enough for y'all as well. I want everything I labored for. I didn't do this for nothing. I come to tell you what God said. He said, hey, I'm about to come and bless you for your works. Now, I come to let you know why you standing still right now, because you're trying to figure out what you need to sacrifice. You trying to figure out what is it that you need to do to continue to let this release come on you. He said, oh, I need you to do what Abraham did. I need you to take your child up there, your spouse up there, your job up there, and I need you to lay it on that altar and say you can have it. I need you to say, you got to go. You got to pack up. You got to leave today. You can't stay here. I need you to say, listen, I ain't coming to work no more. I need you to tell your child, don't call me no more. I need you to tell your mama, look, we ain't having these, we not doing the rest of my, I'm moving, I'm doing new stuff. I'm in a new place. I didn't bring my baggage to my new place. I need you to cut these people off today. Yeah, they gotta go. God don't care nothing about people pleasing. He don't care nothing about you trying to explain yourself to get them to understand why you need to obey God. I'm just obeying God. I don't owe nobody no explanation. I'm doing what God's telling me to do. Obedience better than sacrifice. So because of Abraham's obedience, he had to sacrifice his son. As he was about to sacrifice his son as a burnt offering. See, God want a burnt offering today. That sacrificial seed. Let's talk about that sacrificial seed and that burnt offering. It's a sacrifice where an animal, bull, sheep, goat, or bird. No, we're not talking about animals, y'all. Come on now. It was consumed by fire on an altar. Didn't I just tell you to put it on the altar? You got to put something, you got to give something to God today. Something that you love. Something that you felt like you worked so hard for and waited so long for. Yeah, he wants the best wine. He wants your best gift today. He wants your best offering today. Your spouse, your house, your job, your child, whatever that best is, whatever rock your boat, whatever will make you leave God, whatever to make you say, that ain't God. He want that. It's God. It's God. See, Abraham's son, because he couldn't have no son, that meant everything to him. And God knew it. Remember, they didn't have a child to old age. And I'm pretty sure they were trying, but it didn't work. And then a prophet spoke and said they was going to have a child, but they didn't believe it by faith, so they went and slept with somebody else. But when they had Jacob, and God knew he loved this so much, because see, some of y'all going to say, that ain't what that meant. See, he loved that child so much. And God said, I want what you love so much. Your family. See, you got to give God your best offering today. He wants it. In order to continue these 40 days of blessings, Miss Randy, God said you got to give me something that you feel like you can't go without. You got to give me something that you worked hard for. You feel accomplished by having. And some of y'all got to give them your organizations, your sororities, your fraternities. Some of y'all got to give them some degrees. Something you love so much, Kimberly. Come on, Empress. Something we love so much. God said, I got to have it. I just broke it down to let you know what Abraham did. Abraham had to give his son. Remember, he ain't have now. He wanted one so bad, an heir. And God said, I know you love your son that much, but I need you to sacrifice it. Give it to me. Yeah. Shh. Give it to me. And he laid him there. Then question God. See, some of y'all finna question God. Some of y'all finna say, why, God? Some of y'all finna say, well, give me next week. Give me next month. He want it now. He want it now. His timing. See, God been telling some of y'all to cut y'all kids off. God been telling some of y'all to block some of these people in your lives. God been telling some of y'all to leave these people. Cut them off. Disconnect from them. Luke, don't give them access. Don't help them no more. God been saying, block. God been telling some of y'all to put some people out your house. And they ain't even did nothing to you. Y'all ain't even mad. Y'all ain't even fighting. And God saying they gotta go. Because God trying to see, are you going to obey him? Or be more worried about their feelings and emotions? Ooh, powerful. Powerful. And God said, I want the best offering today. I want this burnt offering. Leviticus 1. This is a representation of complete surrenderance. See, God wants all of you today in order to continue this blessing. This complete surrenderance. See, some of y'all still trying to surrender. You still trying to start. You know what level you on. This ain't for everybody. But this for the people who been sacrificing and laboring all year. You don't stop smoking. You don't stop drinking. You don't stop clubbing. You don't stop hanging out. You don't have to block some friends. You don't have to let go of some people. You don't have to leave some jobs. You don't have to shut some businesses down. You don't have to start some businesses. You don't have to move from different houses. And you just been surrendering to God. This for the people who've been surrendering. God said, here go full surrenderance. I want what you love. I want what you worked hard to keep. I want what you feel like you have accomplished. This represents complete surrender and atonement for sin. It symbolizes devotion and total dedication to God. What I tell you, you got to be sold out for God. And some of y'all finna prove by what you're not willing to give up in this season, that you're not sold out for him, that you will compromise. That you will compromise for certain people, places, and things. And it's finna be you willing to compromise. That's finna make you disobey God. That's finna cause you to be like Moses and not enter into the promised land. Total consumption. The entire animal was burned rather than eating. It symbolizes that it belongs solely to God. So you finna give that relationship to God, those kids to God, that job to God, that house to God, those family members to God. This is what this burnt offering is about to represent. You giving them to God. See, he's been telling you to give them to him the whole time, but you've been holding their hand. He's been telling you to give them up. He's been telling you to stop giving them stuff. He's been telling you to stop helping them. He's been telling you to cut them off, to not answer the phone. He's been telling you to block them. This is going to be a soul. This is symbolizes you belong solely, symbolizes that it belongs solely to God. This is you saying, God, I trust you with it. Come on, Modest. This is you saying, God, I trust you with it. See, you can willingly trust God, but you can get to a place. It's just like when I was in Florida. And I remember the night I was sitting there and God was stripping me. He had me to look at Juanita Bynum sheets. Her deliverance video about sheets. And that was about breaking soul ties, about wanting to be married, but still being attached to certain people that you've slept with, that you've gotten attachments with. You didn't even just have to sleep with them. You can get a soul tie from talking to people on the phone. You can get a soul tie from just spending time with people, being in a relationship with people. You ain't got to always have sex. We always think it's about sex. You get soul ties all type of way. You be sitting there thinking about other people. You be like, why they on my mind? Y'all got a tie connected to you. It's like a plug. It's like an extension cord. Everybody plugged in you at the same time. So this is a total consumption. So I remember when I was sitting there and the Holy Spirit said, I want you to release these people. He started reminding me of people that I forgot I had been in relationships with, people I forgot I had sex with. And he started just reminding me and showing me pictures, names started popping up in my mind. I started divorcing them people. And I got to a point, I got to one name that he knew I really loved this person and I really wanted to be with this person. So when he told me to say that name, he was like, divorce this name. And I was like, it took me a little minute. I ain't gonna lie to you now. I'm gonna tell the truth. Because it ain't easy. I went to a little pause. I stood still for a minute. I started waiting for a second. I started about to go back and forth with God and be like, why him? So I sat there for a minute and I was like, okay, this ain't gonna do nothing because I ain't know what I was doing was that powerful, right? So I'm sitting here like, okay, I divorced Larry. Didn't even know what I was doing was more powerful than just speaking the words. And when I did that, he told me to call one guy and tell him to now divorce me. And I was like, why he didn't tell me to call the other people and tell them to divorce me? Why I had to call him? And that's because I had to tell him everything. By the time I got on the phone with him, it wasn't to tell him to divorce me. It was to tell him everything I had been doing behind his back. Messing with other guys. Yeah. And God said, I can't allow you to take this where you're about to go. He said, you got to give it to me. And this is where you are. You're in a place where God is saying, give it to me. You got to sacrifice it. What you want is so bad. Yeah. That's what this sacrifice is. Something I felt like I had to have. And he was saying, I can't let you go into this next level. I can't let you elevate. I can't promote you to this next level of blessings, of overflow, of wisdom, of knowledge, of understanding, of using you, if you don't release this spirit. And I released it that day. And that next day he said, I want you to do full-time ministry. And I went on TikTok, and I've been on here for 3 years doing full-time ministry. You're at a place where you have to sacrifice that one thing that you think you gotta have. And this is going to symbolize that it belongs solely to God. You trust God with it. This is an atonement and a devotion. It served as a general atonement for sin and a way for the worshiper to express total dedication. This is you rededicating yourself to God. This is you saying, God, whatever you want, however you want it, I'm dedicating me to you. You own me. I'm yours. Nothing else can take me from you. This is the procedure. The worshiper brought a male animal without defect. So this is you bringing something pure, something that you love. This is why I said, y'all not even arguing. Nothing ain't even wrong. They didn't even do nothing to you. You just got to up out the blue, cut them off. You got to up out the blue, sacrifice them. Because you want it so bad. You got to have it. And God said, anything that you got to have more than me is an idol. So God is saying, give me that idol, that thing that's going to become an idol. Because the love that you have for it, you don't even have it for me. Ooh. The worshiper brought a male animal without defect, placed their hands on his head to identify with it. And then it was sacrificed. You got to sacrifice something today, baby. God wants your burnt offering. Come on, baby snake. God wants your burnt offering. This is what he did to Abraham when he took his son up there and laid him out. And God told him, I want a burnt offering. And he took Jacob up there to sacrifice him, but it was a ram in the bush. I'm telling you, when you sacrifice it, it's going to be a ram in the bush. You ain't going to even have to fully sacrifice it. I'm giving you free game right now. I'm telling you that it's just going to be temporary. That God going to bring it back better. The symbolism. The smoke rising represented the offering ascending to God as a sweet aroma. The biblical examples, Abel, Genesis 4:4, Noah, Genesis 8:20, and Abraham, Genesis 22, all offered burnt offerings. Didn't I just tell you about Noah and Abraham? And we all know what happened with Noah and Abraham. Noah was the first family. God only let that family go into the promised land with the animals. Abraham got the generation of blessing. We still talking about Abraham today. This is a wealth transfer. This is everything you've been working for, everything that you've been decreeing and declaring for, everything you've been speaking for, everything you've been laboring for. I don't know what Abel did, so I can't speak much on Abel. But this the blessing. They offered a burnt offering. And God wants your burnt offering today. Whatever that may look like, you need to ask him. God, show me what you want me to present to you today. What is my burnt offering? Many of you always going to be people, places, or things. Maybe you can't club no more. Maybe you can't hang out with a group of people no more. Maybe it's your language, how you talk, how you communicate. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a child. It could be a job. It could be a seed. It could be monetary. It could be a tithe. It could be whatever it is. Ask God to show you what the burnt offering is today. Something that you need to give him. That you hold and love so dearly. The burnt offering was a twice daily ritual in the temple representing a permanent active relationship between God and humanity. Come on, God. Yeah, that Cain and Abel. I know one of them slayed his brother. I don't know much about the story though. I don't know what the burnt offering was. I don't know if the burnt offering was him killing his brother out of jealousy. I don't know. So I don't want to too much speak on it. But I know he did slay his brother. But that's what God is offering today, y'all. I'm not going to be long. I'm finna get on out. But to continue these blessings, continue this favor that's been happening in your life, to continue these opening doors that no man can shut, to continue your things that have been denied and now they're being approved, to continue the doors that have been shut and now they're swinging open for you, to continue the healing and the deliverance that God has already been moving in these past few days and weeks for you, to continue that blessing to keep flowing in your life for the next 40 days. It's requiring a burnt offering today. He has already proven himself to you that he's moving in your life. You've been sharing your testimonies. You've been telling people God said this, that, and the other. You've been sharing your testimonies that God gave me this, God opened the door and did this for me. Now it requires a burnt offering. God, show for those who can hear and see. Allow them to see what their burnt offering is. Give them the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the revelation that they need, and give them the strength to sacrifice it with boldness, confidence, and courage. That they choose you over them. In Jesus' name, I love you all. Have an amazing day. God is good. I see you soon. Bye.